This is how to do press, folks. This is how to do a console announce. Probably the most highly anticipated console in history. You might even say. The Switch is the most sold, right?
It's one of the most sold. It's in the top 3, and it's about to It might be about to be in the top 2. Anyway, this is the tweet that Nintendo sent, which is the first time that I think that they've acknowledged that there is a sequel to the Switch coming, despite rampant speculation. This is Furukawa, president of Nintendo.
Hello, sir.
We will make an announcement about the successor to the Nintendo Switch within this fiscal year.
Fiscal year, should be noted, the Japanese fiscal year ends in March.
That
doesn't make that clear.
No. It will have been over 9 years since we announced the existence of the Nintendo Switch back in March 2015. We will be holding a Nintendo Direct this June regarding the Nintendo Switch software lineup for the latter half of 2024. But please be aware there will be no mention of the Nintendo Switch successor during that presentation. End tweet. So, truly the most Japanese corporate thing of by the way, yes, we are releasing this insanely anticipated new product, but we're also doing a presentation and we were not going to mention it. So do not get excited for this presentation.
You can see what they're getting ahead of here in the most pragmatic way possible. They don't want all this rampant speculation in the lead up to an event and then everyone being disappointed and pissed off that they're not mentioning the predecessor. But it's just they're not, that hasn't gone through 9 million different PR people. It's just tell them. It's it's coming, but we're not going to mention it at the next announcement. So shut up. It's all good. Just calm down.
America, the nation of merchants that it is, would have basically a corporate level psyop to be all right, how do we manage expectations?
Yeah, how do we get everyone pumped for this big announcement we're going to make of the games lineups, but then just cede to all of the media and the press to have no expectations, and maybe have tip our hat to something bigger coming on the horizons, but also we need people to be buying the Switch. How do we massage this?
Whereas the Japanese thing is, this is Furukawa, president of Nintendo. Don't get excited.
And he nailed it. Well, that's clear. That's good corporate comms. I know exactly what's happening.
That's great. Well, yeah. But anyway, so this entire sort of scheme has given Nintendo some props among the gaming industry because, they have faced a lot of hate over the years for not being at the cutting edge, for not releasing.
Well, the cutting edge of what, though? This is the thing. It depends on your context.
Well, that's it. No, not releasing something with really beefy specs.
I'd say the cutting edge of entertainment and storytelling. They're right there. Cutting edge of IP, folks.
Well, that's it, yeah. And, they do get a lot of critique, particularly from, again, our friends the gamers, for being very militantly protective of their IP. To the point, this is the funny thing. So this is the story that keeps coming up. There was an emulation project, emulation being, running Nintendo games on a PC or a Mac or on a device that it was not intended to be played on. Because, whatever, on your phone. There was an emulation project where they were making money off it. So these people were soliciting donations and making money off the project. And Nintendo came down on them like a 10-ton sack of bricks. And the guy behind it is now basically, by court order in the US, living in essentially debt slavery to Nintendo. Because he wasn't able, they successfully sued him. And now he's getting his salary garnished for the rest of his life to pay off the money, the damages, essentially. And this keeps coming up from people being Xbox and PlayStation might be firing people en masse and unable to run their businesses. But Nintendo has a man in debt slavery for running an emulation project. But
look, I don't want anyone in debt slavery. I did think we were past that. However, two funny things about it, though, is A, that's also because every phone is just so much more powerful than a friggin'... one of the issues with Nintendo is you can emulate Switch games, contemporary games on pretty much any modern device.
An iPhone is extraordinarily more powerful than a Switch.
A, and B, even with the old emulations of Pokemon and stuff, they're still monetizing all that stuff. You can buy, you can pay Nintendo to play the old games and to download these packs of old games or whatnot. So
you can sign up for their Nintendo Switch Online, which is basically their Game Pass, but for old games.
So it's the direct thing there, incentives to.
They're very militant about their IP, which has obviously played them very well. Because again, if you look at the charts which have been either published or leaked or whatever about the most selling games, games that PlayStation have pumped $250 million into might sell 20 million units, and that's an absolute banger. And then you look at the Nintendo sales, and like some shitty like party game they made called like Switch Play with like thumbs up did like 25, 30 million.
Yeah.